Today I'm speaking directly to career professionals or those who are on their way to becoming one. If that's you, please stick around. I've got some insights you're going to love. Are you a newly appointed manager, executive, or business leader? A professional transitioning to a new company or department? You may even be an entrepreneur or business owner stepping into a leadership position for the first time. Today I'm discussing a book that's been a game changer for so many professionals. An international bestseller, The First 90 Days by Michael D Watkins. If you haven't read this one, consider yourself lucky because I'm about to give you a full breakdown. I'll be sharing the key insights and actionable takeaways to help you not just breeze through your probation period, but also set the foundation for long-term success in your new role. While the President of the United States is judged on your first 100 days, in your new role, you will be judged on your 90th day. The difference? Well, the President will most likely carry on for another 4 years, whether or not they make a great impression. But you, if you don't manage to impress within those crucial 90 days, you could very well find yourself shown the door. That's what makes this period so critical. First 90 Days is a strategic guide for professionals stepping into new leadership roles. It's all about how to secure early wins, adapt quickly to your new environment, and establish yourself as an effective leader within those first 3 months. Watkins makes it clear. Transitions are make or break moments. How you handle them can define your entire career trajectory. In this book, he outlines 10 powerful strategies that will help you not only survive, but thrive in your new role, acing your probation and laying the groundwork for long-term success. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Strategy number 1, prepare yourself, laying the groundwork for success. I love hiking, so let's start there. You're about to set off on a new challenging mountain climb. Before you take that very first step, you assess your fitness and check your gear. You study the terrain and the weather forecasts. You visualize the journey ahead. You anticipate any possible obstacles. In the prepare yourself phase, Michael Watkins argues that stepping into a new leadership role is much like getting ready for that major expedition. You need to prepare both your mindset and your toolkit so that you don't stumble on day one. Key steps to prepare yourself. Clarify your mindset. When Jane was promoted from team leader to department head, she had to move beyond simply getting tasks done herself. She had to start thinking strategically, aligning her team and focusing on long-term goals. Watkins called this the shift from the old game to a new game mindset. The skills and habits that serve you well in your previous role may not necessarily fit the demands of this new one. Identify your strengths and weaknesses. Self-awareness is your first superpower. Watkins recommends conducting a frank self-assessment. Oh dear, most of us hate doing this one, but you must think, what am I truly good at? Where might I stumble in this new role? Picture Ravi, a technical expert stepping into a managerial position. He's got the tech side down to the fine art, but he's less sure when it comes to inspiring and leading people. Recognizing this gap, he decides to read up on leadership and make a conscious effort to practice active listening. Prepare for the emotional journey. Transitions are emotionally demanding. You feel excitement, doubt, and pressure. Watkins urges you to recognize the emotional roller coaster. Seek mentors and sounding boards. Build resilience by focusing on why you took this step. Lisa, moving from a small startup to a giant corporation, felt intimidated by the new environment. She joined a new peer group of fellow managers to share challenges and reduce stress. Create your learning plan. Watkins says the faster you learn, the faster you succeed. Before day one, map out what you need to know, who can help you, and how you will learn. Mark an external hire sets up one-to-one coffee chats with his new team to understand their concerns and gather their insights before making any decisions. Visualize your success. Watkins says to picture what a successful first 90 days looks like. What milestones do you want to hit? What impact do you want to make? How do you want to be perceived? Rachel, taking over a struggling department, wrote down her vision. In 90 days, I want to be seen as a trustworthy leader, have a clear plan for improvement, and deliver at least 2 early wins. In a nutshell, prepare yourself is about knowing your gear, understanding the map, Build a mindset of curiosity and humility. Visualize the summit you are aiming for. And remember this, the most important driver of success in transition is the ability to diagnose the new situation and adapt your skills accordingly. Strategy number 2, accelerate your learning. Imagine you're a detective in a new city trying to solve a high-stake case. The last thing you do is to bust in and start arresting people. First, you gather clues, talk to informants, read the lay of the land before even dreaming of making a move. You learn fast and you learn smart. As someone who's been a consultant, there's always that pressure to bust in and start fixing stuff. Hey, slow down. There will be time for that. For these 90 days, the key is to learn. The faster you learn, the faster you can make good decisions and earn credibility. Let's talk about the 5 building blocks to rapid learning. 1. Identify learning priorities. Watkins suggests to focus on the most critical areas that will help you succeed. Ask, what do I need to understand first? Where do I risk making the biggest mistake? What knowledge gaps will slow me down? Nina, a new product manager, knows her first priority is understanding customers' pain points. She spends her first 2 weeks talking to frontline sales and customer service reps. Use multiple learning channels. Don't rely on just one source. Watkins suggests tapping into documents and reports, one-on-one interviews, team meetings and observations, shadowing people in action. Raj, who joins the company as a new operations lead, he not only reads last year's performance reports, but also visits the factory floor to see how things work in real life. This combo gives him a well-rounded view. Ask the right questions. Instead of generic questions, be curious but focused. What are the biggest challenges we face right now? What are we doing that's working? What would you change if you could? What are the key players and influencers? Sam, a new sales director, asked his team, if you had a magic wand to fix one thing, what would it be? This question unlocks hidden insights and shows he values their voices. Map out key relationships. Relationships is everything. Watkins reminds us that people will remain your best teacher. You must identify experts, gatekeepers, skeptics. Elena, a new HR manager, makes a relationship map on a whiteboard, plotting who can help her succeed and who might need extra attention to bring on board. Balance breadth and depth. There's a trade-off between knowing a little about everything and knowing a lot about a few things. Watkins suggests go broad to spot patterns and big picture trends. Go deep in areas where your decisions will have the biggest impact. Victor, a new CFO, spends time scanning the entire financial landscape, cash flow, procurement, reporting, but then zooms in on cost reduction opportunities to secure early wins. For his day 1 and 30, he interviews team members, meet key stakeholders, and shadow field sales. Day 31 to 60, he reads competitive analysis and brand performance data. Day 61 to 90, he synthesizes insights into action plan, pinpointing early wins to establish credibility. Watkins beautifully sums it up by saying, leaders in transition must be able to learn new things extraordinarily fast. Strategy number 3, match strategy to situations. Imagine you're setting off on a journey. Do you bring your hiking boots, a surfboard, or a parachute? The right gear depends on the terrain. In leadership transitions, understanding the terrain is just as important as the skills you bring. The possible terrains are framed in a STAR model: startup, turnaround, accelerated growth, realignment, sustaining success. Let's unpack these with real-world examples. Startup. You're building something new. No blueprint, no playbook. Sarah's hired as the first marketing head of a startup. She's got to write the playbook, set up her systems, and build a team from ground up. Be creative and innovative. Set the vision and establish processes. Turnaround terrain. In this case, the organization is in crisis, maybe poor performance, and its survival is at stake. The company is losing money. Imagine you are stepping up as the new CEO. You must look to cut costs, rally morale, and find quick fixes to stabilize things. Act decisively and urgently. Show you're serious about fixing problems. Accelerated growth. This is like fueling a rocket ship. The business is growing quickly and your job is to keep up. Ruby joins a fast-scaling e-commerce startup. Her job is to add structure and processes to support that growth without slowing things down, of course. She must look to balance growth and stability. Don't let systems lag behind the momentum. Realignment. This is more like adjusting the compass. The organization is basically healthy, but it's drifting, of course, like a car in need of a tune-up. Imagine you inherited a department that looks successful on the surface, but under the hood, there's low morale and sleeping performance. Your strategy will be to challenge all assumptions gently, respect the past, while charting a new direction. So know this, the best leaders adjust their strategy to the situation and not the other way around. Like an explorer choosing the right gear for the journey, leaders must adapt their approach to the terrain they are in. Don't treat every situation the same way. Diagnose the landscape first. Match your actions to the unique needs of the moment. Because in leadership, context is everything. Strategy number 4. Negotiate success. There's a saying, 2 captains cannot lead a ship. Imagine you're boarding a ship. The captain has a map, but you've got your own ideas about the journey. Before you start sailing, you better make sure you are both on the same page. Michael Watkins emphasized negotiate success is aligning expectations with your boss to avoid misunderstanding and set yourself up to shine. It won't matter if you're a hard worker, unspoken expectations can sink you like an iceberg. Believe me, I've seen this happen. The biggest risk is misalignment, where your vision for success doesn't match your boss's. To negotiate success, you must understand your boss's definition of success. Your first mission is to figure out what your boss really wants. James, the new marketing director, asked his boss, "What are your top priorities for me this quarter?" Brand awareness is crucial for our Ox milestone this year. Now he knows that brand awareness was more important than launching new products, so he focused there first. 2. Clarify the big picture and small details. Amanda became head of HR in a growing company. Here's a conversation between she and her boss. "Help me scale the team. What does scale mean to you? Are you focused on headcount, skills, or team culture?" "I tell you what, my real issue is retaining talent, not just hiring fast." Now she knows what the boss meant by scaling. Set clear goals and metrics. When Sammy took over sales team, he worked with his boss to set clear goals. Boost revenue by 15%, launch a new sales training program, improve customer satisfaction scores by 10 points. No confusion, no surprises, just shared goals. Agree on communication rhythms. Watkins says regular check-ins are critical. Elena, a new CFO, agreed with her CEO to have weekly updates on progress, monthly deep dives, and quarterly strategic reviews. This built trusts and gave her boss confidence she was on track. Be proactive, not passive. Negotiating success isn't about saying yes to everything. It's about proposing ideas and discussing trade-offs. Mark, a new IT director, together with 2 colleagues, convinced his boss that in order to meet his timeline, they will need to make trade-offs. Result? Together they negotiated a realistic plan that delayed other projects. The biggest mistake is assuming you know what your boss wants. Instead, ask, listen, and co-create the vision. Secure early wins. If you're a musician stepping on stage for the first time, you want to play something catchy right away for the audience. Grab their attention and win them over. In leadership, early wins are your opening songs. They show you are serious, build your reputation, and set the tone for everything that comes next. According to Watkins, early wins build credibility and shows that you are capable, confident, and ready to make a difference. And once people see success, they are more likely to follow your lead. To secure early wins, find high-impact, visible targets. Ravi, a new operations manager, saw the delivery times were too slow. He quickly identified bottlenecks and focused on fixing this because customers and the team cared. It was visible to everyone. Early wins should be important and noticeable, not just behind the scenes. Avoid boiling the ocean. Early wins aren't about fixing everything at once. Elena, a new HR director, picked one key area to improve: the onboarding process. Smooth and help new hires feel welcomed. She didn't just try to fix every HR policy in 90 days, just one key win that mattered. Play to your strength. Early wins should match your superpowers. Liam, an analytic whiz, used data to show that small process tweaks in supply chain could save 50k. He played his data skills and delivered fast results. Get the right people on board. Priya, a new sales lead, knew she couldn't boost sales alone, so she built quick trust with the sales team, asking for their ideas and involving them in early wins. Early wins are easier and more impactful when your team feels ownership. Michael Watkins says focus on small achievable goals that show progress and build confidence, because early wins create a ripple effect, turning small victories into bigger success stories down the line. Strategy number 6, achieve alignment. Imagine you're conducting a giant orchestra. You've got strings, brass, percussion, each playing different notes. If they are out of sync, it's just noise. Michael Watkins says that in leadership, you're the conductor. Alignment is about getting everyone to play from the same sheet of music. Why does this even matter? If your team is confused about priorities, pulled in different directions, worked at cross purposes, even the best strategies fall flat. Alignment unlocks performance. It's how you turn a group of soloists into a winning team. The 4 pillars of alignment: strategy, where are we going? Structure, how are we organized? System, how do we get things done? Skill, do we have the right capabilities? Let's bring these pillars to life with real-world examples. 1. Strategy, clear and compelling direction. Priya, the new marketing VP, saw the team chasing too many goals: ads, social, PR, events, and so on. She brought them together to define one clear goal: boost brand awareness. Alignment starts with a simple shared vision. 2. Structures, the right roles and responsibilities. David inherited a team where roles were blurry. He reorganized to give everyone clear responsibilities, cutting duplication and confusion. Alignment requires clear lanes, no traffic jams, and responsibility. System, smooth workflows. Elena, a new IT director, realized teams were using too many project tools. She streamlined everyone onto one shared platform, making collaboration easier. Skill, the right talent in place. Raj, a new head of product, found that some team members didn't have the skills for a new data-driven strategy. He invested in training and hiring to build the right capabilities. Skills alignment means not just having the right people, but the right skills for the job ahead. Think of it like tuning a piano. You keep checking and adjusting until the whole team is in harmony. Strategy number 7, build your team. You're a chef about to cook a feast. You need the right ingredients, fresh, high quality, and in the right amounts. Building your team means choosing the right mix of people to create something amazing. Michael Watkins says your team is your engine for success. If the wrong people are in the wrong seats, it's like driving a car with flat tires. No matter how good your ideas are, you're not going anywhere fast. With these 90 days of yours, you're going to have to assess the team, reshape the team if necessary, and look to accelerate team development if possible. Let's break this down a little. Assess the team. When it comes to assessing the team, you think who's ready for the journey? Priya, who became the new head of sales, spent the first 30 days observing team members, listening to their ideas and watching their work style. She asked herself, who is the star performer, who is coasting, and who is in the wrong role? Reshape the team. This is about getting the right players in the field. David, a new engineering VP, realized the team had great coders, but no one focused on UX. He recruited a UX lead, shifted a couple of team members to new roles. Sometimes you need to add new players, retrain old ones, or move people around to unlock potential. accelerate team development, building chemistry. Elena took over a finance team made up of people with solid skills but low morale. She started with team lunch, no spreadsheets, just stories. Then she set clear goals so everyone knew their role, created quick wins to boost confidence, encouraged sharing ideas to spark collaboration. The team went from a group of cautious number crunchers to a dynamic collaborative force. According to Watkins, you're building not just a team of stars, but a star team. That means finding people who fit the culture and complement each other's strength. Strategy number 8, create alliances. I don't care if you walk into the building with a bag of degrees and technical skills, you are going to need allies. I personally did struggle with this in the early days of my career. Think of this. If you're a medieval knight trying to secure a kingdom, will you just charge alone? Not smart. You will need friends in every corner of the castle. Michael Watkins says alliances is essential in your first 90 days. They are the bridges that help you cross rivers of resistance and reach the other side of success. Usually people who know the terrain, people who can open doors, people who stand by you when challenges arise. They must be your boss, your peers, and key stakeholders. Alliances give you credibility, resource, and protection. Build a strong alliance with your boss. Priya, who is a new HR director, did this by having weekly coffee chats with her CEO. Not just about HR plans, but about company's bigger mission. She showed she wasn't just an employee, she was a partner in success. In your first 90 days, know what your boss cares about. Be proactive in updating and supporting them. Earn their trust and show you are in for the long haul. 2. Create a peer support network. David, the new head of IT, didn't stay holed up in his office. He had informal lunches with department heads, marketing, finance, ops, asking, how can my team help yours? Instead of IT being the department of no, it became a department of innovation. Peers can be the strongest allies or toughest critics. Win them over by showing them you are on the same team. Engage key stakeholders early. When Elena took over a project that will impact external partners and customers, instead of just sending out memos, lectures, or bulldoze, she met stakeholders face to face, listened to their worries, and incorporated their feedback. Show you respect their concerns, and they will more likely back your plans. Watkins mentioned to create alliances, you must genuinely care about what matters to others. Listen deeply, find common ground, make it a win-win. Strategy number 9, manage yourself. Look, if you're a pilot flying a brand new aircraft, powerful engine, cool dashboards, and so on, if you're not focused and calm, you could send it spiraling down. Transitions can be overwhelming. New expectations, new challenges, and constant pressure to prove yourself. Watkins highlights that in your first 90 days, managing yourself is as crucial as managing your team. Because if you, the pilot, loses it, everyone else does too. If you are not steady on the inside, you can't lead well on the outside. You must balance your energy, stay grounded on your purpose, embrace reflection and learning. Balance your energy. Avoid burnouts. Amanda, a new CEO, found herself working 14-hour days, constantly jumping from meeting to meeting. She realized she was heading for a burnout. So she blocked off 1 hour daily to walk, read, and recharge. Your energy is your fuel. Without it, even the best plans go nowhere. Treat yourselves like an athlete in training. Sleep, nutrition, and breaks. Stay grounded in your purpose. James, the new sales head, was getting lost into the day-to-day firefighting. But he paused and asked himself these questions. Why did I take this role? What kind of leader do I want to be? Answering these questions refocused his energy and reminded him of his deeper purpose, empowering his team to win. Embrace reflection and learning. For Sam, he kept a daily journal in his first 90 days, writing what went well, what didn't, and what he could improve. He saw patterns in its leadership style, like interrupting too much and course-correcting quickly. Reflection is your secret weapon for rapid growth. Leaders in transition must regulate themselves before they can regulate the team. Strategy number 10. Accelerate everyone. This team concept have repeated itself a few times now. In the British Armed Forces, there's a common saying, your team is as strong as the weakest link. Think about this. If you're the captain of a ship, if the crew isn't on board or the sails aren't set, you're not going anywhere. Michael Watkins says in your first 90 days, it's not just about your own acceleration, it's about lifting up everyone around you. Having others adapt to you is a win-win. It builds loyalty, it strengthens trust, it creates a high-performing team. To accelerate everyone, you must communicate, share your learnings, coach, and develop others. Communicate like a pro. For Amy, who just started as a new VP, she made weekly state-of-the-team updates, sharing goals, progress, and quick wins. Her team felt included in the journey, like they were part of a bigger mission, not just cogs in a machine. People move faster when they know where the ship is going. Sharing your learning. David, a new product lead, didn't hold the insights he gathered in his first 30 days. He shared them in team meetings, Slack posts, and one-on-ones. Everyone got to speed faster. No wasted time, no silos. Sharing knowledge multiplies momentum. You're not the only one learning. You are creating an environment of learning. Coach and develop others. Elena realized that for her team to thrive, she couldn't just tell them what to do. She started mentoring, showing junior team members how to approach problems, giving feedback and letting them try new things. A team that wasn't just following orders, they were growing with her. Watkins' leaders who accelerate others create an organization that's ready to meet any challenge. When everyone's learning and growing, your team becomes more confident, more adaptable, and more resilient no matter what storms come next. So, in the first 90 days, Michael Watkins handed us the ultimate treasure map for new leaders, showing how to learn fast, secure early wins, align teams, and inspire alliances in uncharted waters. Like a daring explorer charting unknown lands, this book reminds us that transitions aren't just challenges. They are your greatest chance to shine, grow, and set a course for enduring success. So go for it, be bold, and let your first 90 days be the launch pad of an extraordinary leadership journey. Good luck. Please leave a comment on how you found this video. Of course, I would appreciate your likes and subscriptions. I recommend you also get a copy of the book for your reference. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. For more content like this, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's make this epic journey together as we read and discuss books after books.